Okay, I've got a short video here on what is going on with Blizzard, and normally I wouldn't really talk about this kind of stuff because I'm not interested in covering gaming news, but since it is directly related to Diablo 2 Resurrected, I'm gonna talk about it a little bit because I'm starting to get a little concerned that this could either cause delays for Diablo 2 Resurrected or possibly cause some kind of collapse with Blizzard itself, which might, would obviously affect Diablo 2 coming out. So if you haven't heard, I'll leave a link to a couple videos describing the allegations against Blizzard, but there's been some kind of 2-year investigation by the state of California following some accusations by past and possibly present employees with regards to the workplace. And at first, if you just read the articles that pop up off a basic Google search, it sounds like pretty tame stuff or typical he said, she said kind of things, disgruntled ex-employee who is upset about, getting passed up for a promotion or just is trying to get some free money through a lawsuit and some kind of settlement. But some, if you watch the videos I leave in the link, some of it sounds pretty bad, like a really bad work culture, and somewhat just, I don't know the best way to describe it, just degenerate behavior. Apparently the open secret was some high-level person was more or less selling women for hookups to, it sounded like, other Blizzard employees, and was hosting Asian female-only parties with his coworkers or other employees. And he was a C-level employee, which means on par with like the CEO and other CFO, that level of position in the chain. They did not name who this person was, but they said that Mike Morheim knew about this, and that the current guy, J. Allen Brack, is aware of it. And, to me, it's like, I find it a little hard to believe that this could be happening during the whole Me Too movement in California, where, Harvey Weinstein was going down, and in a post-Me Too era where everyone is, terrified of these kinds of accusations being leveled against them. So part of me finds it difficult to believe that there were unwilling participants in this. But again, so my main concern here really, and take it for what it's worth, that I don't really care about these accusations or this lawsuit because it doesn't affect me in any way, and these were adults, you know, engaging in adult behaviors, making their own decisions. And no one should have to work in that type of environment. And if any laws were broken and beyond a reasonable doubt, then those people should pay the price. But to me, that's up to the justice system to decide. And everyone is innocent until proven guilty. So I'm not going to rush to judgment until all the facts come out. But I guess there is a walkout at Blizzard scheduled for tomorrow, July 28th, 2021. And all work has halted from the sound of it on World of Warcraft. I haven't heard anything or seen anything on whether or not any of the other titles have essentially halted work, but with walkouts being planned and it sounds like a lot of anger from the employees, I don't see how other titles could not be affected. And I know that I believe it's Vicarious Visions. I'd have to double check that. Yeah, okay, so Vicarious Visions is the company that has done the remaster for Diablo 2, and I believe they're based in New York, so their work may be continuing as planned, but I'm assuming all the server infrastructure and that kind of thing is run by Blizzard, and with the beta planned to be coming out in August, I've been wondering why there hasn't been any updates or announcements this last week, but apparently they got hit with this lawsuit within the last 6 or 7 days, and so they may be on some kind of media blackouts right now and just keeping their mouths shut. But I could definitely see this causing some problems or some delays with Diablo 2 coming out, and I really hope that's not the case, because we've been waiting 20 plus years. Well, okay, not 20 plus years, but maybe 5 or 10 years for a Diablo 2 remaster, and the fact that it's within a few weeks of being able to play it and this happens is really, you know, gonna suck for the fans, all things aside. And if that does happen, we may have to find another game to play, which there is a game coming out later this year that there was a lot of hype around in 2016, but it's a Korean ARPG called Lost Ark, and when people were looking for Diablo 3 alternatives, that one had probably the most hype from a trailer that came out, but then it just never came to the West, and it was impossible to play without a Korean social security number. So and then, you know, you have to spoof a Korean IP, so it wasn't really realistic to play in the West. But if Diablo 2 doesn't happen and that game comes out, then that might be what I start playing. So alright, thanks for listening, and remember to give them the D.